Visit us at Eduvvo. Thank you for calling Eduvvo.
Data from fields that the user can fill in. A final bit of the puzzle to make our app fully interactive is to display some information to the user. And that's actually pretty easy to do. We can do it with a single line of code using something called a toast. And we'll see why it's called a toast in a minute. So I'm just going to add a single line of code here, which says toast, and I'm going to select the create a new toast option and press enter, and this will pre-fill a lot of the code for me, as well as import the toast class. So we use toast.makeText. The context is the app itself where the toast is displayed, so that's this. We use this to refer to the app, and then the text is what we want the toast to say, and then we can decide whether we want the toast to appear for a short or long length of time, using length short or length long if we want, and then we use .show to show the toast. Simple as that. So let's have a look and see how that actually displays on the screen. If you're not an Android user, it won't be a user interaction that you're familiar with because you don't see this on iOS. So if I press the button now, you can see it sort of pops up towards the bottom of the screen, and pops up is why it's called a toast. In original versions of Android, it sort of appeared from the bottom, just like a bit of toast pops out the toaster. So that's the only new bit of information for this video. So if you're feeling super confident about that, you're welcome to jump to the next video. But I would recommend you take my third and final challenge when it comes to interactivity to make sure you can put it all together. And the challenge is to make this. So it's pretty simple. You can probably guess right away how it's going to work. We've got what is your name as a simple text view at the top there. And then you enter your name, click the button, and a toast appears that says hello, and then whatever your name is. Now that last bit is the challenge bit of the challenge, because what we haven't done before is taken a variable such as the contents of this text view and combined it with a string, in this case the words hello. So you're going to need to figure out how to take the word hello, add it to the name, and then display both of them in a toast. So if you've done coding with another language, that may be obvious how you do that, or you may need to do a little bit of Googling to figure out how to do it. Either way, I think you'll be able to figure it out. If not, don't worry, just watch along with the video and I'll show you how to get it done. So best of luck, hope it goes well. All right, hope that went well. Here we go then. So I'm going to create a new project. This time I'm going to leave the old project going, just to show you that you can have more than one at once. And this one we'll call a toast demo. All the usual options, so next, next, finish. And being able to just do this sort of thing without thinking is really why we're doing all these examples, so that you don't wonder each time, oh, was it that option or that option, that it's just there in your muscle memory to be able to create new apps which are interactive just like that. Okay, so let's start with the layout. We'll get rid of the text view, get rid of project as well. Okay, so we'll start with a simple text view, which we haven't used for a couple of videos, but they're of course very simple. And that will say, what is your name? I'm just going to re-center that and then add in some margins to lock it in place. And then we'll use a plain text field underneath that. In fact, I'll go for leaving it there, and we'll make it full width. Just change the right constraint to 16 pixels, add a top constraint, which will link it to the text view. And then finally, we'll add our button, which will say, click me. And add some constraints as well. Okay, I've used all the default IDs there, which I think is fine. We've got text view, edit text, and button, but you're welcome to change those if you want to. And I'm going to add in the onClick method now. We'll call it button clicked. All right, that's all we need to do with layout. So let's go with our code. We're creating a public method that doesn't return anything. It's called button clicked, and it receives a single variable, which is of a type view and has a name view, and it is in fact the button. And then we'll start by getting the value of the user's name, which you'll remember had an ID of edit text. So let's create an edit text called edit text, and we're going to need to cast it or convert it to an edit text. And we're going to get it using find view by ID, and the ID is r.id.editText. There we go. And we're not going to log anything this time. We're just going to use a toast, and I'll use the code predictor to give me the code for a toast. So toast.makeText, context is this, i.e. the app that we're in. The text is going to be the name of the user. So that's edit text dot get text, and then we'll convert it to a string, and then we'll have a short length again, or in fact let's change it to long just so that you can see the difference, and then show. Now the extra challenge, which you maybe had to do a bit of Googling for, or maybe if you've done coding for other platforms you knew how it worked, is we need to combine two strings. So the first string is going to be hello, and then we use a plus to combine that with the name. So we get hello, and then don't forget the space, otherwise it will all run together as a single word. And then we use a plus to combine that with the user's name. So that's it. Let's run that. So all we've done there is added 2 lines of code to our button clicked method. And that's all we need to get a completely interactive app, which takes some data from the user. They click a button, it responds to that, and then it gives some data back in the form of a toast. So let's see it in action. My name is Rob. Click that. Hello, Rob. There we go. Simple as that. So I hope that went well for you, and I hope you're starting to get the idea of how these 2 files work together to control the layout and the functionality of your apps, and also how you write some basic Java to make your apps respond to things that the user does and display data back to the user. So we're almost there for the end of this first section. We've just got one more thing to learn how to do, and that is how to add images to make your apps look far more exciting and inviting. So we're going to learn how to do that in the next video, and then we'll be able to make the big app of this section, the